20 Infinity.
96.7 The Beat, the A's, hip hop and R&B. I am Moran, the man. You are locked into another edition of the 404 Spotlight, brought to you by 20 Infinity. And who would not be a better person to have on here other than Jermaine Dupri? Legendary producer, legendary artist, putting on for the city for so long. How you doing, my brother?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Man, so far so good, man. Thank you for being here on time.
Yeah.
Professional.
Of course.
Yes. So, you got a lot of cool things going on. You have this documentary that's basically talking about you and your legacy and So Def. So, 1992, before the fame, before the success, what was going through your mind once you really, really got started?
Well, I had a group prior to Crisscross named Silk Tom's Leather.
Okay.
What was going through my mind when I had Silk Tom's Leather was just that, they sold a couple of records, and I got a little check, and the check was big enough for me to get my own equipment.
Absolutely.
That's all I was cared about. That's all I was trying to do was get some more equipment. I felt like, not having equipment hindered me, and that's all I was concerned with.
You was just really concerned with just becoming a better producer. You weren't thinking about
just
being
better sounds, having equipment.
Word.
Yeah.
So the idea of just being a legend and working with all these legendary people like Mariah Carey and so on and so forth, that wasn't even on the radar. You was just, just trying to get it.
The idea of being a legend, no. Never something I was thinking about.
Cool. So when it comes to Atlanta and the legacy of the Atlanta music, you can't talk about Atlanta without bringing up Jermaine Dupri. So how does it feel for you to know that your name will forever be in that melting pot?
That's something that I pushed, So I'm glad that, if it's that way, then that's what it is. Because I pushed that. I was pushing the Atlanta part. Every time I dropped a record, I was pushing the fact that it was coming out of Atlanta, and pushing the fact that we was coming from here. So, that's one thing I was wanting to happen. Was people, you can't talk about the music scene period in Atlanta without saying me. That's what I was, I definitely was pushing for that.
Absolutely. So you've legit been relevant my entire life. It's the truth. And I don't ever remember a time when Atlanta was not relevant in music. So from your perspective, what was it like living in Atlanta when Atlanta wasn't cool?
Well, I don't know that Atlanta wasn't cool. I think Atlanta was cooler in the early 90s because the club time used to be later. We had different clubs, and the city stayed open to the clubs didn't close till like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning. So I think the city was cooler. What was the city like when it wasn't hip to the rest of the world? Very, very different. Very much like a hidden underwater city kind of. You know what I mean? It was like people didn't know Atlanta was like this. Then they would come and they would stay, and then people just was like, "Y'all country," and they had their vision of Atlanta completely wrong. They thought Atlanta was this super country city. They still say we sound country when we talk, but
True that.
It just was people didn't, it was something that was never seen before. None of the other major cities anyway.
That's real. I mean, based off of the stories that I've been told, because again, I didn't exist or I was super duper young. They say Atlanta was really just this place where you could just come, party, dance, this, that, and the third. So how would you compare the changes from then until today? Because it seems like everybody's talking about the gentrification, people coming down trying to take advantage of the sauce that we have here. How does it feel for you to know that to a certain degree, certain things that you created are starting to be taken advantage of?
I guess I did it before I was that person. So, I guess it's part of the game,
Absolutely.
I can't really, people sample music, people taking lyrics from songs that I've written.
You at least got paid for that though, right?
Yeah, you still you get paid, but it's just like I said, it's something that I did prior, so I can't say anything about it.
Okay, yeah. What goes around comes around, I guess you could say.
Huh?
What goes around comes around to a certain degree.
Kind of, sort of. I mean, musically, yes, I think so.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, one thing that you did that I don't think anybody has done since, it was like anytime anybody ever came to the city of Atlanta, you had to see the So Def sign on the highway. And, you know, that was just one of the moments in Atlanta that people will forever talk about. So how would you describe everything that you've done in your own words? Because it's a lot.
I just work.
Okay, right. Do you think about it? Like, do you take it in?
I just describe it as work because, I mean, it's like, it hasn't been easy. You know what I mean? It wasn't, it's still not easy. You know, putting out artists still to this day.
Yes.
It's still the same grind that it was in 92 for me. You know what I'm saying? People challenge my new artists. People say, oh, this person ain't that talented. You know, it's still the same hustle. So, for me, it's just work. You know,
that's all it is. Like this interview, like it's work. Just
nah, this is cool. I'm chilling. I'm just talking, but I'm saying, you know, the work though, like, you know, if you come with like, you know, like right now, if I come with a new artist, like I do have a new artist by the name of Cedar from the West Side. Come with him, people like, you know, he sound like one of them Atlanta rappers.
right.
I'm like, duh, he's from Atlanta. I would hope he sound like an Atlanta rapper.
Right.
But it's just the fact that somebody trying to find something. They trying to find something that, you know, some people don't realize. You tell me no. I heard no when I was 19. I heard that. You told me, you know, I heard we was country. I heard whatever you think you can say to me, I done heard it already. So it's nothing that you can say to me that takes me away from what I'm trying to go do. You know what I mean? When people say, I don't think that's going to work. All right.
Jermaine Dupri knows what he's doing.
Nah, it's not even about I know what I'm doing. It's just I've dealt with people saying, you know, I don't think that's going to work.
Right.
That's cool. You know what I mean? That's great. But what they don't understand is I came to the office or wherever we was talking at with that mindset already that they was going to tell me it wasn't going to work. You know what I'm saying? I never really have too many projects where I feel like I walk into them and be like, yes. So it's all kind of, like I said, it's all work. You know what I mean? Like every bit of it to try to like, because I'm always thinking that I'm not going to get that luxury of a mistake or that luxury of it not being that good. So I'm trying to press myself the whole time before I put out music, before I put out TV shows, before I do anything. I'm pressing myself. You know what I mean? So it's just work.
True that. Now, one thing in recent memory that a lot of people said wouldn't work was everything that you were doing with the Super Bowl, and we all see how that turned out. So you don't get frustrated at all when people try to talk down to you. You just
Nah, like I said, I think that's what I'm saying. It's just like I guess it's just a part of me. And maybe it's, you know, the way God set it up that comes and it makes me go harder and it makes me prepare more and just focus a lot more. You know what I'm saying? Probably if I was getting away with stuff, I probably wouldn't be as focused as I am.
Right.
But the fact that I don't usually get away with stuff, I'm 100 times focused. Like, okay, you saying this ain't gonna work. But what you think? I'm gonna go home and go to sleep. I'm getting ready to go to the place, and we gonna work on making sure it works. So you can't say this. So I mean, and I've been like that since day one.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about that. What are some things on your journey that did not work?
Oh man,
like an artist that you co-signed.
Like I tried. You know, Houdini. I was in Houdini video when I was 12. I re-signed Houdini to So Def, and their album didn't really work. You know what I'm saying? It didn't really jump off the way I thought it should have. That one didn't work. That might be the only one. No,
okay.
No, let me think. I had a couple of artists that never really, you know, that I signed, but they never really got that jump off. And sometimes I look at that like I'm wondering if this was a mistake or was it the company that was actually in company with me to try to put the artist out. Because sometimes it's like, sometimes the plans ain't right for artists.
Right.
They be good, but sometimes the plans don't work. And if the plans don't work, then the artists usually don't pop.
Absolutely.
You know.
So how does JD bounce back from a L?
From what era?
A L.
Oh, L.
Yeah, L.
I don't. That's what I'm saying. I don't really take L's. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't. Cause I like music at this point, or anything like that, is now it's all for me. You know what I mean? I have a checkpoint in my own gut and everything. If it don't feel right to me, or it does feel right to me, then I don't care what nobody else say. Like, even if it don't feel right to me, I don't care if everybody like, yo, JD, this is crazy.
Right.
I'm gonna still be like, nah, something ain't right. You know what I mean? I trust my gut.
I mean, you got a lot of awards, Grammys, and all this to back you up. So I'll just say, I mean, a guy with a Grammy telling me my music isn't good, I'd listen.
Yeah, I mean, well, like I said, it's got to be personal. You know what I mean? It's just got to be a personal feeling. You can't. I don't believe you should like music based on the popularity,
right? Or
based on even the artist. You should really like the music. Like, don't just like the music because the artist that you like. Do you love that person's songs? You know what I mean? Maybe some people don't understand that, but that's how I am. I want you to love my artist's music, and then until we get to that point, I be trying not to put it out.
Understood. So we have this documentary based on you. It's an hour long.
Yeah.
Do you think an hour is enough to give you justice?
Definitely not.
So talk to us about this, the process of it. How did it all come together? Were you approached, and how did it make you feel knowing
it was all my idea to do this. I had when I got inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame, I wanted to do the road to the Hall of Fame. I wanted to do a TV show or something like this, a special. And I was going to have Aretha Franklin, Nelly, Jay-Z, the Criss Cross Story, Monica, Mariah, Usher. So I was going to do, that's what the special was going to be. And we was going to talk about all these records that, how I write these songs and how they're written. Then I did the 25th anniversary concert, and I shot the whole concert, right? I shot the backstage footage, everything. So I was going to do that, like the backstage movie that Jay-Z and them did a while back, called Backstage. And then I didn't really, when I started watching, I'm like, we got to get interviews. I don't know about that. So then it just morphed into the 25th anniversary, into Road to the Hall of Fame, into let's talk about Atlanta and give it more of a docu type of spin on it.
Absolutely. And one thing that I did like about at least the trailer that I watched, it had all these legendary people that you've worked with. So you got so many hits on your resume. When you were in that time, what was like the one that just like your baby? The one that you just, I can't believe we really made that one.
Well, I won't say that I can't believe I made it, but I couldn't believe that it performed the way it is. And I would say Nice and Slow.
Okay.
Usher. But I don't talk about that in the documentary, but I would say that song, it's so many artists of today that's taken away from, they've taken something from that song. And that goes back to the thing we were talking about earlier. T-Pain took something from Nice and Slow. It's like so many artists that I've heard do something that came from that song. And then that was Usher's first #1 record. So that song means a lot to me.
Absolutely. Now, one thing that I really like about, just to give you some compliments, the shit talking that you do on My Way is like the shit talking, bro. The shit talking, real talk. The shit talking on My Way is like legendary.
Oh yeah,
like literally.
I don't even know what I'll be saying. What I'm talking about,
bro? You talking shit like y'all try to do what I'm doing or try to do what I'm doing. You remember?
But you can't. Yeah, I'll do it my way. Okay, I got it. Yeah,
absolutely,
man.
Absolutely, man. So what's next for JD, man? Because we know it's been all these talks about this female Cypher and all this, that, and the third. What's next for you? What you got?
I mean, well, the Cypher's going on. The Cypher, by the way, as far as I'm concerned, or far as I know, let me not say far as I know, there's nothing going on with the Cypher besides the fact that I put the beat up.
No.
The girls is doing their thing, and I'm reposting and, just keeping the fire going to that whole thing. Nothing really with that as far as a plan. That was something, like I said, that I didn't even see coming. It just hit me, and then I'm like, oh, okay, well, I guess I got to do this.
Absolutely.
But, movies, TV, more TV shows, a lot of music, you know what I mean? I got a Snoop Dogg record with Azuma that I just produced. Usher new album. Like I said, Cedar.
So Confessions Part 2, that's real? Like the Confessions to the album, that's real?
Yeah, it's real.
Okay. All right. Sound like we got to look forward to it from Jermaine Dupri.
Yeah, it's real. I mean, I don't control the label part of it, so I can't tell you no dates. I can't tell you what's going to actually, if it's actually coming out. I can't even tell you if it's actually coming out, but I can say that it's real.
Okay.
And we have recorded and it's done.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
That's dope, man. That's dope, man. Well, we always want to leave, anytime we do these type of interviews, we always want to leave just on positive energy. So what is some advice that the legend can give to anybody that's trying to, do this music? Like, I'm trying to make it out of South Side. I want to produce. I want to do music. What is some advice that JD can provide?
Depending on what you want out of this, hits. Make a hit record. Billboard hits or cultural hit. Either or, make sure it's a hit record, because the hit record will sustain and keep you around longer than you probably should be around. And that's it. You know what I mean? That's the thing. If you've seen me, I've been here for a long time. It's hit records, and other people the same way. You gotta have a hit. If you have a hit record, there's some people that can perform that one hit record for 25 years. Like this dude, Lil Nas X, he gonna be able to perform this song. He'll die performing that song.
Absolutely. Word. And he's from Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah, word up.
Right here in the soil. Well, I just want to tell you, man, thank you very much for pulling up on me. Thank you for being on time.
No doubt.
And congratulations on all your success. Make sure y'all check out this documentary on Weed TV.
Yeah.
And all that and then some, man. I'm Moran the man, Jermaine Dupri.
You heard.
20 Infinity Live, 404 Spotlight. We out.